Everyone wants to know the best high value skills to build to make a ton of money, but most people don't realize that until you become high value and get your life in order, you're not going to make any money no matter what your high value skill is. Whether it's copywriting, lead generation, video editing, sales, or whatever else. So to stop you from falling behind, here are 5 skills that will help build you into someone who can actually make those high value skills work and allow you to become high value in 2024. So first up is writing. Now this is going to catch a lot of you off guard, but let me explain why writing is such a crucial skill to help you become a high value person. Writing is deliberate thinking. It's you sitting down and working through your thoughts on a certain topic. It allows you to separate yourself from your thoughts and view them a bit more objectively. The reason this is so damn beneficial is because if you build the habit of writing and over time through practice improve your skill at writing, you're improving your skill at thinking, because writing and thinking are the same thing. And if you get better at thinking, you'll make better decisions, take better actions, which is obviously going to improve your damn life and the chances of you actually being able to make any sort of skill work. Now, I actually used to hate writing because in school I hated the idea of writing essays and having to do all those assignments, and I think a lot of people, likely you, are in the same boat. They think they hate writing, but really you just hated what you had to write about and the way you had to write about it when you were in school. If you decide to build a writing habit now, you can write in whatever way you want and about any topic you want. You just have to choose something, anything that interests you, that grabs you, and just put your thoughts down on paper or on a Word doc. And with that, you also have the opportunity to build something that is valuable and meaningful, because writing in itself is a high value skill. So if you write about a certain topic, let's say it's self-improvement, you can publish that writing on the internet, whether it's on Instagram, Twitter, a blog, or you use it as a script for a YouTube video, and over time you build up your audience and your personal brand and build a business from your personal brand, which is exactly what I've done over the past 4 years. Now, of course, you don't have to publish your writing on the internet at all, but I would highly recommend it, because if you are going to write and you're going to write daily, you may as well put that writing to use to build something that will only benefit you with the amount of opportunities that come with it, and that has absolutely zero downsides. And now I know a lot of you are going to be thinking, but Ross, I'm terrible at writing. Well, yes, of course, when you start out writing, you're going to be crap at it. It's a skill and you haven't practiced it, but don't let that stop you, because when you are starting out creating content, you have 0 followers. Nobody sees your content. So by the time you've built up an audience, you'll have actually created enough content to have practiced enough to be good and earn that audience. So don't let being crap at writing stop you from getting good at writing, because not only does it allow you to build a brand online if you want to, but because writing improves your ability to think, you'll be much more articulate, which essentially means you're able to get your thoughts and your ideas and your point across in a more concise and impactful way. And if you're more articulate, people will take you more seriously and respect you more than if you're a fumbling idiot barely able to turn your thoughts into words. And if you're more articulate, you'll be more persuasive. You'll be able to convince people of your point of view more easily. So no matter what high value skill you decide to build, being more persuasive is going to help improve your success, that skill, and your ability to make more money and generate more sales with it. Now, in terms of building the skill of writing, I would just say to write daily. Whether you decide to write 10 words or 1,000 words, whether you publish it or you don't, just write daily about anything that interests you. This is also another benefit of publishing your writing online. It gives you a more concrete goal and direction with what to write about, as well as providing some accountability to actually make sure you write every day. Regardless of how you decide to build this habit, just understand that the most successful, high value people are all amazing thinkers, and the best way to improve your ability to think is to write. The second skill is networking. Now, admittedly, I absolutely suck at this skill and it's something I really need to improve on, but networking is incredibly valuable, and there's a few reasons that it will help turn you into someone who's able to make any high value skill work. We all know the quote, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And with the nature of networking, you don't just network with random people, you network with people who are slightly above you or who are at least on the same trajectory as you. They are improving and progressing and have big goals that they're chasing. And when you surround yourself with these sorts of people who are like you, who are trying to do something worth doing and evidently trying their damn best at becoming all they could be, you instantly level up from just being around them. Your standards instantly rise. And this is normally thanks to some sort of friendly competition and innate desire to climb the status hierarchy, where you want to do more and do better than those around you, but in the least aggressive and most supportive way, because they'll want to do the same. They'll want to beat you in this friendly competition, but also still pull you up with them. And so because you're always trying to do more, but also pulling that other person up with you, you both level up and improve your standards and exponentially improve over time. This should be a goal that everyone has. You should aim to surround yourself with people who make you realize how much higher you should and can be aiming. Not only because of how you'll level up as a person in every area of your life, improving your chances of succeeding in whatever you're trying to do, but by being around like-minded people who are either above you or on the same trajectory, the amount of serendipity and opportunities that throw themselves in your face goes through the roof. Like, let's say you are a copywriter and you network with an e-commerce Facebook ads agency owner. If any of their clients ever need any copywriting, they'll likely recommend you to them, getting you a client simply because you are in the same network and you're friends. But if you don't have a network of like-minded people on the same trajectory as you, that's likely not going to happen. And whether you like it or not, people will judge you based on who you associate yourself with. If you are always hanging around with losers who party every weekend, smoke every night, have no goals, and can barely get themselves out of bloody bed in the morning, people are going to think the exact same of you. But if you network and associate with more high value people who have goals, who do the work, who want to make something of themselves and are evidently trying to make it happen, then they again will think the exact same of you. Your network is your net worth. So network with like-minded people. Now this can be online, it can be offline, it doesn't really matter, but likely nowadays online is so much easier because you can network with anyone in the world at any time. And it's another reason to publish your writing online. If you create content, you grow your audience, you grow your brand, cool people will reach out to you and try to network with you, and you'll also have more leverage, status and social proof with your following, making people who you try to network with much more open to your networking. Skill free, doing the work. Now this one might seem pretty damn obvious, but yet it's the one everyone struggles with the most. Because it doesn't matter what skill you're trying to build, be it copywriting, sales, video editing, whatever it is, if you can't do the damn work that you know you need to do despite how you feel in the moment, you will never see progress, you will never improve in that skill, and so you'll never get the results that you want to get and never achieve the big goals that you've undoubtedly set. You see, what happens to a lot of people is that they do certain tasks every day, but these tasks aren't the tasks that they know they need to do. They aren't what will generate progress or results. So they use these tasks that they do as a disguise for their inability to face what is waiting for them. They say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, not realizing that tomorrow doesn't exist. There is only now. So you either do the work right now or schedule a specific time to do it, or you put it off. And when a task or a problem is staring you in the damn face, you need to deal with it. You can't put it off. If you do, you ruin your self-respect. You fill yourself with anxiety and guilt, all of which makes you even less likely to rise to the challenge that's in front of you, doing the work or solving the problem. And then you can't improve. You can't get results and you stay where you are because that thing that will make you move forward is the thing that you're avoiding. And it's only natural to want to avoid it because it's going to be tough, it's going to be challenging, it's going to cause you some discomfort. But that is why it creates results, and that is why you need to do it. If you can't do the work, you can't do anything. So stop avoiding it. Stop avoiding the work that you know you need to do, and stop running from the problems that you know you need to solve. It doesn't matter how you feel. Doesn't matter if the world is crumbling around you. It doesn't matter if it's cold outside and the rain is lashing down. The thing you are hiding from won't just disappear. So turn and face it. Do it tired. Do it when nobody else would. Do it cold. Do it when you feel alone and when you don't. Because the longer you wait and the farther you run, the bigger the monster gets. But luckily, this whole thing of doing the work is a skill. You might be terrible at doing the work right now, but over time you can improve at it and get better at it. I used to be the worst in the world for facing what I knew I had to face, but now it's not a problem. When I feel resistance, I take it as a sign not to run from the work, but to run into the fire and enter the arena. And the first thing I did to help me start improving this skill was building my productivity system. Now, if you want to see what that productivity system is and how it works, check out the video that I will link at the end of this one. Next is playing the long game. Regardless of what you're doing, the natural human desire is to want everything now, not later. And it's completely normal. After all, tomorrow isn't guaranteed. But the problem with this is that when it comes to anything that is worth having, you can't get it right now. It takes time, effort, sacrifice, and grit. You have to earn what is worth having. For example, let's say you want to build a web design agency to $20,000 a month. The amount of time that it will take to first off build the skill of web design, and then also your skill at finding and signing clients, fulfilling those clients, and potentially handling and working with contractors, and everything else you have to do is insane. It isn't easy, regardless of what any of these make money online gurus tell you. Okay, it's not easy at all, because 99.99999% of the people who watch those make money online gurus try to build a social media marketing agency or whatever other business, and they all fail. It is the tiny percentage who succeed, because it is so much harder than they tell you. And the amount of time it takes to build all those skills that you need to the level that is necessary to earn $10,000 or $20,000 a month every month is insane. It's not something you can do in 3 months, 6 months, and likely not 1 year. Now, of course, that doesn't mean it's impossible to achieve something like that in 3, 6, or 12 months, because some people do it, but they are the exception. For the majority of people building a business like that, by the time you build up all these skills that you have to build to the level necessary to achieve what you want to achieve, it will take at least 1 year. And honestly, 1 year isn't a lot of time at all in the grand scheme of things. It's still pretty short term in terms of building skills and businesses and achieving goals. But if you are constantly playing short term games, you'll screw yourself over and sabotage any progress you make. Because when you're playing short term games and trying to get everything now, you're going to try and find and take shortcuts, and when you can't find one that works, because none of them do, you're going to jump to the next skill or business and go from shiny object to shiny object and get nowhere. I would say this is probably the biggest downfall of the majority of people who are trying to build something online. They jump from business to business, and yes, there can be some benefits to doing that, because if you spend 3 months learning copywriting and then jump from Facebook ads and spend 3 months learning about paid ads and repeat this however many times, you can build a very nice selection of skills that will benefit you when you find the one business model that you're going to actually stick to. However, the problem here for the majority of people is that they jump from business to business for the wrong reasons. They jump because they aren't seeing results now and they want everything now. Playing long-term games is a hard skill to build, and honestly, it's more of a mental reframe and a mindset than a skill. If you're going to do something and you don't plan to be doing it in 10 years time, it's not worth doing. You would be much better off putting that time and effort into something that you know you will want to still be doing in 10 years. Something that you'd be willing to play the long game for, because it's going to take a heck of a long time to get the results that you want to get. And if you aim to build something over a decade or more, the thing you build can be amazing. If you try to build something over 6 months or even 1 year, there's only so much you can do in that time frame, no matter who you are and what you know. But if you aim to build something over a decade, the thing you build can be amazing. It's that famous quote: most people overestimate what they can do in a year, yet underestimate what they can do in a decade. And if you start something with this long game mentality, you're only going to start things that you're much more likely to be interested in, and it means you will only change business if the thing you're doing is something you genuinely hate doing and you don't enjoy it, which is a perfectly fine reason to change what you're doing if you don't enjoy it. But if you're jumping from business to business because you have a short-term mindset and you want results now, then it doesn't matter what you do. You're not going to find success in it. So before you build a high value skill or start a business or build anything, ask yourself, do I want to be doing this in 10 years time? If not, don't do it. Find something that you would be willing to do for the next 10 plus years. Next, we have analysis and implementation. So whether you play the long game or the short game, and regardless of what skill you build, you're inevitably going to make mistakes, plateau, and get stuck. Okay? You're learning, you're not sure what to do next, and here's a secret: nobody knows what to do next. Everyone is just making it up as they go along, but they make it up based on their past experiences. So if you're new to something like building a business or a high value skill, you don't have that much relevant past experience, so you're really not going to know what to do next or what the right thing to do is. So you are going to make mistakes and you're going to plateau at some point. It's normal. But where most people mess up is that when they do make a mistake or when they do plateau, they stay there. They don't try to learn from their mistakes, and so they keep repeating them, see no progress, and therefore eventually they get discouraged and quit. So if you want to improve and see relatively consistent or at least predictable progress, you need to learn how to analyze what you're doing, what went wrong, and then learn how to implement what you learned from your analysis. If you don't know what you're doing wrong and how to fix it, you can't improve. So if you make a mistake, ask yourself, what caused my mistake? How can I prevent it from happening again, and what lessons are there for me to learn? Whatever your answer, implement it and do what you can to prevent the mistake from repeating. If you plateau, ask yourself, why am I not improving? What am I not doing or trying that would likely push me forward? Again, whatever your answer, implement it and try it. But the problem here might be that you don't know enough about the skill or the business you're trying to build to recognize your mistakes or what you're not doing that you need to do. And really here, there's only two solutions. One, around and find out. So with this solution, you just try something. You try anything based on the limited knowledge that you do have and see what happens. If your results improve, great, that thing you tried is likely the right thing to do. If they don't, well, then keep messing around and trying to find out. 2, learn more. Your ability to recognize mistakes and know what you need to do to make the progress you want to make is limited by your knowledge, which is largely limited by your experience. So you need to learn more. One way to learn more is to fuck around and find out, like we just discussed, because by messing around and trying things, you'll gain experience and have more data points to learn from, which will improve your knowledge and therefore ability to improve. But the problem here is that it involves a ton of trial and error and time. You know, you might find the solution next week, or you might find the solution in 5 years' time. You really don't know, okay? It just is a lot of messing about. Another way is to sit down and learn. And now, of course, you can learn most things for incredibly cheap through the likes of a book or for free on YouTube. But the problem here is that when something is holding you back and you don't know what it is, it can be incredibly hard to know what to look for in the likes of YouTube and what to search up. So again, you can mess around, try and figure it out for free because it does work, and you will eventually find the solution. It will just take a ton of time, trial and error. But what I would really recommend you do is buy a course or hire a coach, because courses are put together in an order and for a reason. A course is incredibly likely to cover the problem that you're having, especially if you're a beginner, and give you a solution, because that's what courses do. Courses, at least good courses, are entirely designed to solve a specific problem, give roadmaps and tell you how to do a certain thing. Courses are the future of education. You can find a course on pretty much any single problem out there that you have. They're self-paced, they're fast, they're to the point, there's no messing about. The problem with most people, and the reason most people think courses are scams, is because they take a course and they watch the course and then they don't do anything after it. So of course, if you don't implement the information in the course, you don't get results. For example, me, I have bought hundreds of courses over the past 4 or 5 years. For the first 2 years of doing it, I got no results from them because I would watch a course, take action for a week and then do nothing. But once I sort of figured this out and I started taking action consistently on every single course I took, I started getting all the results that the course promised me to get. So I think courses are the future of education, especially with how everything seems to be moving online. So don't limit your ability to gain knowledge and solve specific problems in your life because you think courses are scams. Good courses are not scams. They will solve your problems if you put in the work. Now, you can of course also hire a coach, but this is a lot more expensive than buying a course. However, they will tell you the exact problem you're having and exactly what to do in your context with zero guesswork, so it is by far the most efficient and effective way to solve the problems in your business. But either way, regardless of how you decide to learn more, whether it's through messing around, a book, YouTube, courses, or coaches, you need to be able to learn more so that you're able to identify and analyze your roadblocks and then implement what you learn so that you can solve your damn problem. If you don't, you will stay stuck where you are when you encounter a problem or make a mistake. So like I said at the start of this video, it doesn't matter what high value skill you build if you yourself aren't high value and don't have your life in order. It doesn't matter if you're learning copywriting, lead generation, video editing, or sales. If you can't think, network, do the work, play the long game, or analyze and implement your learnings, you will fail. So yes, build high value skills, but make sure you're building yourself into someone who can actually make those skills work. My friend, that is it for this video. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure you check out this video here on my productivity system. Click that subscribe button and I will see you in the next one.